About to go live. Hey, what is going on, sir? I am so glad that you've given us the opportunity to spend the next hour probably with you. You missed the last one we've had Tuesday night, and obvious reasons. But we always cater to you and to the family. So let me go ahead and start the screen share so we can get right into it. And obviously, as usual, on the chat box on the right side, you can always type any comments or questions that you want us to go back to at the end. So let me go ahead and start. Favor, I know we're still talking on the messenger. If you could let me know if you see the slides okay with no issues, I would certainly appreciate it just so I can get started. This is going to be all about prospecting. Last time you were with us, it was all about branding, which is definitely something that I'm glad you got exposed to. So now it's all about round two, which is specifically prospecting itself. You see me? You see my slides? And I think you're about to be typing. Typing. I see you, but it's paused. You're probably going to see it in a little bit. See the slides yet? Any luck yet? Checking. You might want to press play. If you are using a mobile device, automatically you have to press play because the live stream is operating on YouTube. I am on my computer. I see you and hear you. Slides. I am on my computer. I see you and hear you. Slides. Okay, great. All right, let's go ahead and get started then. I appreciate that confirmation that you got visual and we have a lift off. All right, let's go right ahead. Obviously, you've heard our story before, so we're going to speed up a couple of different portions. However, I want to just kind of go over the curriculum itself of what we're going to be going over today, just so you have an idea or why you're here. So we're going to talk about how to never run out of prospects. Now, you may have a set of skill, but many people in the marketplace, especially in network marketing, usually have that. Well, I run out of people. I don't have enough people to talk to. We're going to talk about the perfect pitch, and what does that actually even mean? How to increase activity, how to turn up conversations, create a unique approach, have that warm market versus cold market understanding, and how you can transition from one to the other. Prospecting versus an infomercial. It's very self-explanatory, but when you really dig in and understand the mindset behind it, I'll tell you, man, It makes things a whole lot simpler to process. And obviously, the last piece, which is training, is over when you begin. So that's a major, major key that we're going to cover today. So obviously, you know our story. We're not really going to spend much time on it. Let me go, and go. You know who we've worked with. All right, little disclaimer, obviously. The better the relationship, the easier it is to convert prospects. That's something that is understood. It's common sense, but really common sense is not common practice. So something to keep in mind. The material that will be shared with you today is documented in coaching and building networks of close to 30,000 people with 9 years of successful experience. And the results obviously will be based on you applying the steps of success that you will be exposed to today. So how do I personally never run out of prospects? I look for no's. I don't look for yeses. I look for people just to tell me, no, I'm not interested, so I can move on to the next individual. The number one cause of people quitting is they are afraid of rejection. They do not like the fact that they get no's. And the reason for that is because they're going into a meeting or into a conference call or a call, webinar, whatever, with a mindset of, I will get you involved. And that comes from being passionate, but at the same time, lack of understanding that an average prospect sometimes takes 7 times on average to look at a business or a product or a service in order for them to say, yes, I want to get involved. So I personally look for no's and keep a positive relationship and reschedule for another 60 days to touch base again. Know your industry facts. If I know more about your company or your product or your service than you do, you have no value to add on to me. Therefore, even if I like you, we're cool friends, whatever the relationship may be, I'm just not going to see value. And I might just buy something from you to support you, but I'm not really going to take you seriously because you don't have much value to add into me in my business line. Go to at least one networking events rather. I have at least 2 networking events that are bi-weekly in my area. They're absolutely free. You just walk in, go to every different booth, table, shake hands, meet people, connect, and build relationships. The secret of networking events, by the way, is simply this. You go more than once to the same exact one because about half of those people who are in there, they will do it again every single month. They're pretty much regulars there. So I personally go back so you can shake hands, and it starts with nice meeting you, and then it becomes like, hey, weren't you here last time? And the next one, hey again. And now you have a personal relationship with these individuals, which when the time is right, it allows you to say, hey, I'd love for you to check something out for me. I'd love for you to evaluate a business opportunity or so on and so forth. You must use social media, funnels, and capture pages. You will probably hear me say this line specifically every 3 slides because it is that important to not only tap into the digital world, but especially the social media age that we are living in right now. If you are not using it to its fullest potential, whether you're doing it yourself or outsourcing it, you are living in the stone age of business. I'm just keeping it real with you. This is a customer and a representative acquisition approach. So what I'm going to share with you is not just for network marketing and is not just for sales and is not just for whatever angle of business that you are focusing on. This is for both. Have an accountability partner. That is a reason personally why I have a business coach. The first year, 2016, we spent $12,000 on a business coach. This year, we spent $38,000 upfront, and that's because it just keeps on making things a lot stronger for us, a lot better for us. We're continually upgrading, and we need someone that's going to hold us accountable to a much, much higher level. So we hired a multimillionaire. Now, why an accountability partner? Very simple. You will lie to yourself. You will convince yourself of certain things. It's like when you sign up for the gym and then you convince yourself a couple of weeks later, well, I've gone every single day. I can afford a cheap meal. Oh, I can afford to not go today. Oh, I'm still young. Oh, I'm going to have better protein tomorrow. Oh, it's only Memorial Day weekend. I can eat that. That's why you need an accountability partner, someone who will keep you in check 100% of the time. You're the worst boss you've ever had because you take it easy on yourself, but you work extremely hard at your job or at your traditional business or whatever it is that you are in the workforce right now. So you take it easy on yourself, and that is detrimental to your business. You know, we judge other people based on their actions, but we judge ourselves based on our intentions. That is dangerous. We need to have someone who can keep us going, who can keep us moving forward towards the right activity. You need to have an accountability partner to have a challenging goal, someone who's going to push you. Again, going back to the gym, you know, you get my gym coach. I go every single day with my wife every morning for an hour, and guess what? They're customized coaching, training sessions for me and for my wife, and they push us over our limits. My coach already knows how many push-ups I can do in 45 seconds, but he's always, no, come on, do it again. You did it wrong. You owe me one more. You owe me one more. Always challenging me so I can go to the next phase. You will claim, maybe not you, but your team members will claim they run out of people. It's like they don't make people anymore. So you need someone who not only will hold you accountable, but will have the process that will keep your comprehensive list always growing. So let's talk about the idea of a perfect pitch. This is what most people, I want to have a perfect pitch. Let's talk about it for a second. There is none. So let's get that out of your head. There is no such thing as a perfect pitch. And here is why. People hear things differently. They have different filters based on their ethnicity, based on their priorities, based on their education, based on their financial brackets, or whatever the case may be. So it doesn't matter how great of a pitch that you may have, most people are going to hear it differently. So here is what you need to do. Focus on them and what's important for them. Again, focus on them and what's important to them. Ask relevant questions. Ask them things such as, hey, how is the job? How is the family? When was the last time you went on vacation? Hey, what's up with the car? You told me it wasn't working. So on and so forth. So if you don't ask the right questions, don't expect people to relate and connect with you. And I don't say this in a disrespectful way. I'm just sharing with you based on experience. You have to ask the questions. And guess what? By them telling you, well, you know, money was tight. I couldn't go to the vacation. Well, you know, I couldn't fix the car. Well, I got a demotion. Well. Guess what? Those problems are being given to you as an opportunity for you to provide the solution to their pain. So guess what? Instead of telling the world whenever they say, what are you up to? And you can say, oh, my company's doing this and my product is doing that. No. Man, that's a great question. I'm blessed. But how are you? Oh, I'm doing good, man. You know, I'm still stuck in the job. Well, guess what? The job is doing much better than most network marketers are doing. So be happy, man. How's the family? Family's okay. Any vacations recently? No. Why not? Well, you know, paycheck to paycheck doesn't allow that. Well, brother, I may and just may have something that can answer that problem for you. I've gone through the same exact thing. Now you see how you've provided the solution. You've brought them into your world, not by pitching your business, rather by providing the solution to their pain. You can tell them it's rocks, and they will listen because it is a potential solution to their very specific pain. Okay? Now, there are many reasons why people don't respond to you. You ever had to send a text message to somebody or a link, or you talk to somebody about them wanting to look at your business and all of a sudden they go MIA on you? So there is few reasons. The subconscious mind is what operates the body. The conscious mind really just, helps us maneuver what our subconscious mind tells us to do. And when our subconscious mind has any of these emotions that I'm about to share with you right now, it freezes the body. It forces the person to not respond. I mean, don't you wish people can just pick up the phone and say not interested and you can move on? Like, why do they have to make up a story about how they have to work and all they have to say is I'm not interested? But here's what happens. The reason why people don't respond to you is, one, they have this emotion. They don't trust you. Now, it's not that they don't trust you as in you're going to steal or rob them or mislead them. No, they don't trust you based on your track record and based on who you are trying to be, rather who you are becoming. Let me explain. See, many times over the last 9 years, and at times I'm still working on myself, I come across, or I try hard to come across as the ultimate professional. At one point, I started imitating my leaders. I started dressing like like a Bob Hyland. I even changed my hairstyle. I started doing everything this man was doing just because if I act, speak, talk, do everything like him, I'm going to have the same exact results. And then I started seeing people literally telling me, like, dude, come on, man. Like, why are you being all extremely this or extremely that? And I wasn't realizing what they were telling me is like, we know this is not who you are. Like, especially the more people know you, the more they notice the change and they will judge you either good or bad. So become you. Obviously, always work on that personal growth factor, but they just don't trust that you can lead them to that promised land. This is why in the last month's focus was all about branding. When you have that vision, people are going to see it. If you don't have a vision, you can't communicate it, you're walking in the dark and telling people, follow me. If I am in a dark alley, under a ditch, under a bridge, and I'm telling you, just follow me, you're probably going to hesitate and saying, like, where am I following you? What is this about? You may even wait until I'm far away and you run the other way, right? So that the trust factor is a big component why people will absolutely come about this. They kind of feel like you're just selling them something. You're not actually making a part of something, or you're not finding out the pain. If you find out that pain, guess what? You're just letting them know, hey, it may or may not be for you, but you never know. Now you're providing a solution. Now there's a need and a want instead of just you pushing them. The second piece is they feel like you're an infomercial. And I know you don't do this personally, but I'm pretty sure you see so many people in the marketplace, especially on social media. They keep on posting their video or their link or their product over and over and over and over again, that it becomes just annoying. Here is what I mean by this example. Let's just say you were watching TV and then an infomercial happens to show up for P90X or Insanity. You may watch it the first time and go through the whole 3.5 minutes of testimonials and how it works and Shanti and all that stuff. Sounds like I've watched a few of them, right? But then the moment it goes on the second run, you change the channel. You're like, all right, I watched it. I'm moving on. So some people in social media, they keep doing that over and over and over and over again. And what ends up happening is people start changing that virtual channel. They're like, I don't even want to hear what he has to say or what she has to say. And even to the point when you personally finally reach out to them, they already know what you're talking about. They're thinking, yep, he's coming to sell me that infomercial he was putting on. Now, the last piece is your prospect just does not have the right mindset. Your prospect is just not mentally ready for that mission that you're going forward with. Some of them are not thinking like business owners. They're not thinking like investors. An investor is not just for a business opportunity to make money. Sometimes it's a health option for them, and they just don't invest in their own body while they know for a fact they need to. So you gotta understand in this place right now is that, and I'm gonna be a little bit in your face here, it is your responsibility from the very beginning, before you even talk about your business or product or service, to identify from that prospect what they are looking for, who they are, what are they like, what business line should they belong to. And when they tell you that pain, that's when you say, I may have something that may help you out with that. Now you are on base one, right? Now they may say, what is it? That's when you say, well, I don't think it should be right for me to text you or tell you over the phone. Why don't we grab a coffee and then I'll bring all the documents so I'm not misleading you. Now there's a trust factor. That's base two. And then as they're talking, now, man, listen, I'm really glad I've been looking for something. I've been praying or something. Guess what? Now you're in base three. They're telling you I am your qualified prospect. And obviously at the time of that presentation or whatever meeting that you're going to be using, webinar or call, that's when you close the business, right? But here is the secret sauce. Here is what brings it all together. Building relationships. See, building relationships is the only way to eliminate that lack of trust, to eliminate you looking like an infomercial and for you to create relatability. Sometimes they might not even in that business owner investor mentality, but because there is a tight relationship, they'd be willing to try anything just because of who you are. So again, building relationships will fix this 100%. And we're going to talk about it in a little bit with the cold market, warm market process. So here's the thing. You must increase your prospecting activities. Grant Cardone talks about this all the time, 10x, 10x, 10x. You have to increase your activity. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it is time consuming. Yes, it is whatever you're going to tell me. This is why I highly recommend to you, outsource, get a business coach, get someone who already is doing what you want to do or where you are, or I mean, where you want to be. And then they make the whole process a lot easier for you. It's like you buy it, a cheat sheet and you just follow it instead of trying to figure it out by yourself. But here's the thing. You have to use social media. And for what? To represent an idea. See, most people use social media when it comes to their business thinking that, oh, I got to sell something. I'm gonna look for someone and talk to them about my business. No, represent an idea and people come to you. This is why I personally, I am a very firm believer. Build a brand with a vision, with a culture, with a problem solving, and obviously have a budget for yourself on the end. But make sure that you are representing an idea. I represent change. Positive change starts with me as a Madawi enterprise. And I do everything to showcase that, to document that, and bring people into that vision with me every single day. Create engagement with videos and pictures. They say picture speaks 1,000 words. Well, guess what? A video speaks 1,000,000. Think about it like this. Let's say you're going to write a blog, an article with 100,000 characters, right? That's usually about 3 pages long. Guess what? How long it's going to take you to take the time to write 100,000 characters and corrections and editing and make sure the grammar is correct and make sure your point is coming across and make sure that it all looks good. It's taking you forever. Or you can just press a little red button in your phone and speak. And guess what? 100,000 characters, you can do it in 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes tops. That is amazing. And guess what? That human element with videos, it's like you're opening a window into your life, into your character, into who you are, which instantly builds relationships, which instantly builds relatability, which instantly builds credibility because people get to see the real you instead of some scripted document that was put from reading a couple of bullet points somewhere else. I hope that makes sense to you. Turn your likes into private conversations. This is what I do. See, if you like my picture, if you like my video, I will genuinely send you a text message that just, or an inbox message, or whatever means, a DM on Instagram, whatever means of communication. I will just say, hey, I just want to say thank you for liking my comment. Thank you for liking my picture. Thank you for liking my video. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. And if you send me just a thumbs up, great. I just communicated, in a nice, respectful, genuinely kind way. If you say, oh, of course, man, I love that topic, guess what? You just told me I am your perfect prospect, Ali. You just told me I'm the one that you've been looking for. That's how I turn my likes into private conversations. So from there, instantly, again, I will send you, well, why is that? Well, because I've been looking to do this, I've been looking to do that. Tell me more. So on and so forth. ABC. Well, listen, I don't know if this means anything to you, but I actually have been going through the same exact thing, and I might just found a solution for this. Yeah, what is it? Well, let's talk for a half an hour. Now I have a qualified prospect that is looking for what I have to offer. So again, videos, pictures, whatever you want to do, turn your likes into private conversations. You got to use capture pages to grow your email list. Capture pages essentially, and you can find a whole lot of them all over, and I can even recommend a couple to you. But you're giving away complimentary lists of results. You're giving away an audio. You're giving away something for free. And then in exchange, people have to give their first name, last name, and email. Guess what? That is gold. See, again, when I have a capture page, for example, I have one that is floating out there for the best business conversation starters. It's literally a PDF with a long list of conversation starters. Do you look at other ways of making money? Hey, when was the last time you went on vacation? Anything that could start that conversation. And it's complimentary. Now, as people download that PDF, they give me their first name, last name, and email. Guess what? An autoresponder will go up. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for downloading that document. Just out of curiosity, what business line are you in? Now, that automatically makes the person want to tell me more because I'm asking about their business, not offering my coaching or anything. So the more information they're giving me, the more the more I'm writing down that I can, when finally the time is right, and I say, hey, well, I don't know if this means anything to you. I have a complimentary prospecting a webinar. I'd love for you to be on it. See, now I'm on step two, base 2 again. And then they watch the prospecting webinar. Now I'm on base 3. And then I just gotta follow up and see if they qualify for anything that I have to offer, and that is a potential client. Same exact approach. So use capture pages to grow your email list. And just so you know, Medalli Enterprise have their own web designers and imagery and marketing creators. So if you need anyone with that service, we can definitely put you in connection with the right people to create that for you. Now remember, you must increase your prospecting activities also by using the 90-10 rule when you're posting. What is the 90-10 rule? 90% of the time represent an idea. Now, unless you have a fan page with over 1,000 likes, my fan page, we have almost 1,100 likes in it. And guess what? All we do in it is talk business all day, every day. Every post is about business, 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 business. My personal Facebook profile, I make it personal. I talk about life. I talk about my wife. I talk about my future son. I talk about all the different things that are personal to me. And 10% of the time, every now and then, I'll throw one of my ads that are in my Facebook fan page. I'll share it into my personal profile. The reason I do that is because now I've engaged enough people with just that emotional value, with that entertaining value to them. And then I'm like, well, maybe 10% will actually look at this video, throw it just right in the middle. That is the same concept. Well, unfortunately, the TV that we're watching today, it's like the other way around. It's like 60% ads and 40% shows, right? But they give you the entertainment value, and then they'll drop a commercial in between. Same exact concept. Just make it 90-10, not 50-50, because what happens, people are coming to a personal Facebook platform for emotional value, to add more goodness, to just creep on people and just look around and just make themselves feel better by looking at other things. So when you're dropping over and over and over business, 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 they're going to kind of look the other way, right? Make sure you are real, genuine, and create real emotions. Make sure that whatever you are utilizing, whatever message that you are putting out there is really you, because either people already know you or eventually they will. And if they feel like you're not who you're posting or supposed to be, unfortunately, you're going to lose instant credibility. So make sure you are real and genuine. You must, and I'm pretty sure you see how that word must is big, capital letters. You must use live broadcasting. Facebook right now is spending $1 million a day on advertisements on national television, on primetime TV, about Facebook Live. Why do you think that is? It is absolutely the future. We are living in an age of transformation again. 10 years ago, Facebook changed the platform of social media. Now it is changing the platform of communication. We are all becoming, even news channels are doing Facebook Lives because they know people are not watching TV as much as they used to. So make sure you are not living in the stone age of social media. 10x your activity and you will 10x your results. I'm pretty sure you'd realize by now that over the last 2 months, more or less, we literally went bonkers with our activity. I told my web designer, I told my wife, I told my marketing team, I told everybody, turn it up. I want to be in every platform 10 times more than we ever were before. I want to send more emails. I want to send more newsletters. I want to send more blogs. I want to have more videos. I want to have it all, more everywhere. And I was even told, are you sure you want to do this? You're not going to turn some people off. See, most people are focusing on the little bit that they have and ignore the big potential that is in front of them. See, My audience, because I understand the culture that I'm building and I am communicating my vision clearly every single day, and I'm very, 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 very direct when it comes to the problems that I'm solving, my audience is already there. It exists. Now, what am I doing is removing the people who don't belong, not by turning them off, just by providing a consistent amount of value that they might not relate to. And if they don't relate to, that's okay. They weren't going to do business with us anyways in the first place. Our mindset is build, 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 engage. Build, 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 engage. And we've been doing that. And we are in 9 different countries right now. We just like 3 weeks ago got picked up by the Network Marketing Magazine, and we are now their official author and contributor. That was not happening 2 months ago. They came to us and they wanted us to be part of their messaging. So we're excited about that. So here is, again, just as an example, take this as your homework. Go today, like literally today, as soon as we're done, just change your profile picture in Facebook. And when you do change it, most people are going to like it, comment on it, or what have you. Or even Instagram, post something. As you do, and people like it, send that private message that I tell you about. Just a quick, hey, thank you for liking my picture. Thank you for commenting on my picture. Immediately after that, they will respond, you got it. No problem. Looking funny, looking good, whatever that reaction is. Then have a natural, genuine, caring conversation. How you been, man? How's Joanne? How are the kids? Hey, man, those family pictures look amazing. What you been up to? And then just keep on talking. And do not pitch your business. Do not force a conversation about what's important to you. Just keep on talking to them. Keep an engaging conversation going. Immediately within that conversation, you will identify their reason why. You know, oh, like, I thought you were going to go on vacation. No, it didn't happen. Why not? Well, times are tough. Money's kind of tight recently, yada, yada, yada. What do you mean money's tight? I thought you were rocking it with that business or with that job or whatever. And then whatever they respond, again, do not pitch. Advise them on a possible solution. Let them know, hey, man, I mean, I don't know if this means anything to you at all, but I've gone through the same exact thing, or I know someone who's gone through the same exact thing, and I'd love to tell you what they actually did to get out of that situation. Let them say, of course, I'd love to. Great. Why don't we talk tomorrow for about 30 minutes on video? Or why don't we meet for a coffee or whatever? Sit up. Always set up in a follow-up appointment. Do not talk about your business or product or whatever immediately, because you go from consultant, instantly, you're now a salesperson. Do not make that mistake. Your network is your net worth, Jim Rohn. We all know that. I don't think I have to educate on this. The bigger the network, the bigger the companies come to us. You know, that company, Code Green, the $78 million, they came to us because they wanted our network. They wanted us to give them the sales force and the referrals and all that kind of stuff. So grow your network and see the magic happen. Your discipline or resistance will determine your success. So you may be on the right track, and you may be like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm not sure I want to do that. Guess what? That's resistance. That will stop you from having success. Your discipline of the things that you really don't want to do, or just feel uncomfortable doing, but you go ahead and make it happen, that will make the magic happen. And this is why you will need an accountability partner, a business coach, a strategic partner, whatever you want to call it. Use a calendar. Use a daily planner. Make sure that you're scheduling all appointments at your available time and have an end time. See, I could have told everybody whenever you want, we can do this. But no, I follow up just like I did with you. And I said, hey, here is the time that I have available. How about this specific time? Because that's what was available in my calendar. The reality is most people say, well, when are you available? And their prospect will say, Friday, 6 o'clock. And they're just walking out of their job at 5:45. And now they're rushing and going crazy and trying to make this appointment and skipping on family dinner and all. No, 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 no. That is going to throw off all your momentum and all your process. So make sure you schedule all appointments at your available time so you're in charge and nothing gets compromised, from family time to other business relations or whatever means for your lifestyle. Make sure you also have an end time. If you and I are talking, I will always let you know, hey, I got another 10 minutes to go. have an end time. Make sure that you are non-negotiable about this process because it will make you or break you in a major way. You will need to automate and outsource. This will make you a superstar when it comes to following up, and it'll just make your life a whole lot easier. So there are 5 ways to outsource and automate. The first way is funnels, as I've mentioned to you, capture pages. Funnels is where I process all my payments, where I take all my orders, where people register for my events and whatnot. I don't have to do it manually or physically. Capture pages. Make sure that you are using those. I think I've talked enough about those. Upwork.com. It's like an Angie's List of web designers, virtual assistants, and whatnot. They literally charge $5, maybe $10 an hour, and guess what? They work per project, not on a weekly basis. So let's say you want to build a brand new website for yourself, or it may take 40 hours to do that. Well, that's $400. If you want to just do one quick picture with AdWorks and all these different things, just like a flyer, and it takes them 2 hours, well, that's just $20. And if you don't have anything throughout the whole week, you're not paying for anything, but you have someone that is available to you. Virtual assistants make a whole lot of life a lot easier. I love having them. Calendly.com, that's where I personally have everyone go to. Like if you say, hey, when are you available? If we're on the computer or on the phone already, I can look it up real quick. But the majority of the people throughout the day, I just give them my Calendly public virtual calendar, and they'll just go and pick a time slot. It automatically goes into my calendar. It automatically goes into their calendar, and I get an email notification, and it removes it from my public calendar, so no one will schedule anything that is conflicting, and I don't even have to stop and look at my calendar and talk to anybody. It automatically happens. Makes life easier. Social media sponsor ads. I use sponsor ads every single day. Now, you have to identify your budget for your business before you start spending, something that we worked on last month and we'd love to still discuss with you and work with you, but obviously make sure that you are sponsoring ads because it allows you to reach other people outside your realm. You can literally design who you're looking for, age bracket, male, female, city, state, zip code, distance. Literally, it's crazy what you can do with sponsor ads. So you're literally designing your audience, and I love, 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 love using them. Over and over and over again. Stripe or QuickBooks is just to collect auto payments. If you have somebody on a monthly payment, it automatically organizes your books, your financials. It gives you a statement at the end of the month and at the end of the year for taxes. It just keeps you nice and organized so you're not spending time in front of a computer or unfortunately, you don't want to be, in compliance for IRS costs and whatnot. How to approach people? Well, many people want to know that. I got a simple one for you. First things first, before you talk about your business or what excites you or your product or who you're working with, and I don't care what you have as far as success. First things first, what are you doing tomorrow at 6 o'clock? The reason you ask this first, get the availability first. Most people talk about everything. And we'll be like, all right, yeah, I'll look into it. So what are you doing tomorrow at 6? Oh, I'm busy. How about Sunday at 3? I'm busy. How about Monday? Now you lost them. You're chasing. No, get the date and the time first. When they say I got nothing, why, what's up? Great. Put me down in your calendar. That is step number 2. Okay? Unless you get an okay or done or you're in my calendar, I don't move on. Like, am I in your calendar? Yeah. You sure? Like, we're not canceling. No, what's going on? Now I know I can tell you whatever I want to tell you. I'm already in your calendar. I got you committed. So this is how I get 100% sit down or 100% opportunity to talk to somebody on a webinar or over phone, literally, because I don't talk about the what until I get the date and time covered. About anything that I do, I can guarantee you 100% of the time a sit-down ratio or 100% of the time a webinar attendance or whatever it is, because if you're not giving me a date and time of availability, I'm not moving forward. This is the magic. This is the quality prospecting that you want to do right here. Now, you move on to the next phase. I have something I'm super excited about that I want to share with you first before I go public with it. So here's what you're doing. I have something I'm super excited about. You're bringing that intrigue. You're bringing that excitement. You're getting people all up, oh my goodness, excited. What is it? Well, I want to share it with you first. You're making them feel special, exclusive. This is just for you. I'm not telling anybody. People love secrets. Before I go public with it, you have to include that in there because they will ask, what's the name of the company? What's the product? What's the service? What's this? What's that? Well, remember, man, I told you I haven't gone public with it yet, so I kind of don't want to spill the beans over the phone. You protect yourself. You eliminate those unnecessary questions, all right? Now, it may or may not be for you, but I respect you enough and I could use some feedback. It may or may not be for you. This means you have my permission to tell me no. You ever had people who say, I just don't know if this is for me? You spent all that time just for them to say, I don't know if this is for me. So when you're telling them it may or may not be for you, they bring that wall down, that resistance that they may have for you is immediately stopped. But I respect you enough and I could use some feedback. Again, you're going back to making it feel special and exclusive, but I respect you enough. I can't move on with anything without chatting with you first, without checking for you first, without getting your blessings first, whatever verses, whatever words that you want to use for yourself. Besides, it would be good to see you anyways. It would be nice to talk to you. It would be nice to hang out with you, whatever mean of conversation, whatever mean of communication that you're going to have. The reason you want to say that last part, you're reminding them, hey, man, we're friends. Hey, we have a relationship. You know, like even if they're drilling you, well, I told you it may not be for you, man. But dude, what are you drilling me for? Besides, I just want to grab a coffee with you and share with you what I've been up to. See, now you're bringing back to that human element. This right here works beautiful if you utilize it from A to Z and make sure you do not move forward until the next bullet point is established and achieved. They will have questions. Let them know. I really don't want to give you partial information, but let me bring the documents with me and I'll share everything with you. I really don't want to mislead you because I don't have everything in front of me right now. Hey, man, I really got to drop, and I need at least 30 minutes to go over everything. Hey, to be honest with you, I haven't gone public with it yet, but, I respect you enough, and I hope you can respect the fact that I want to share everything with you at that moment. So, besides, it'd be good to catch up. I'm telling you, this works like beauty every single time. All right, let's move on. Warm market versus cold market. See, cold market is emotionless. Cold market is emotionless and it should never be an instant pitch. If you go ahead right away and send a random text message, and I'm sure you, just like me, have received a paragraph of a presentation from some random person, what do? We delete and move on. It requires you to build a relationship. So whenever you have a friend request from somebody that you don't know, you personally initiate a relationship, a virtual relationship, immediately go into the highs, the how are yous, and all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you showcase your value. When people say, hey, I couldn't help but to see you're in business events all the time, what do? Don't talk about your business. Just let them know your value. That's what that vision comes in. Well, I aim to alleviate that pain from any stress that families could have, and I use business platforms to do so. Wow, that's awesome. What kind of business platforms? Now, well, are you an entrepreneur? See, now I'm asking that question. I'm bringing them again. Well, I want to be. Well, tell me more. What do you do now? I do this, I do this, I do that. That's awesome. Sounds like you're having a blast at it. Not really. Now I got the pain. So all these processes, and again, we teach all this stuff like literally, with every single person that we're working with, like side by side to make sure it is not only understood, but it is mastered. But you have to realize what value do you and only you have, because I don't care how great your company or product is. There are hundreds of other people who are saying the same exact thing. And it makes, if one of you does it wrong, it makes you all look bad, right? That's unfortunately the downside of it. So prospecting is not an infomercial. So do not send a 6-paragraph presentation of your company. It is a turnoff. Make sure that you are human. Hi, how are you? How's work? Any recent vacation? Find out what they need and obviously provide it. Make sure that you're using funnels, lead generators, capture pages. I'm pretty sure I've drilled this in your head by now. They are to attract people to take a look, not to buy. So do not have the expectation just for having funnels and lead capture pages or generation or lead generators that all of a sudden you're going to be a seven-figure earner. No, it does not work like that. This is just to bring people to you. You still have to reach out to them. You still have to go through the process that is due. Your brand is your promise. So whatever it is that you are telling people you do, you better stand by it and represent it hard. Everything about you has to be consistent. Your website, your Facebook, your Instagram, it all has to speak the same vision. It all has to speak to the same culture, to the same demographic. It all has to provide that solution that you're talking about all the time. You know, I always talk about thoughts become things, or thoughts become feelings. We talked about this in the last webinar. I know for a fact you were in it. Feelings generate actions. That's what motivational speakers do. They tell you to imagine how rich you could be if you could do this. Imagine how your life, you know, they make you imagine. They drive you into a thought process. That thought gives you the feeling where you walk out of there and saying, I commit that. I will do it. I will call it. I will. And I will. Now feeling gave you actions. The actions will create results, and then the results will create more thoughts. When before you put your head down in bed, you say, man, today was amazing. I can't wait till I do it tomorrow. So be very, very aware of your thoughts because they drive everything. Training is over the moment you begin, and this goes for your representatives or your customers. See, new prospects are like kids. Whatever you do, they will copy. Let me rephrase that. Just like you, when you talk to somebody about your business, and even if they get started, they think all I have to do is do what he's done or she has done with me. That's it. And even if they may repeat what you said, their delivery may be way off. And now you have a problem. They're going to come back and say, this doesn't work for me. Now they're going to quit on you. As for customers, you're referring customers will repeat what you tell them. So watch what you say. Some of us tend to get into the habit of getting extremely excited about what we're selling or what we're providing or whatnot. And what ends up happening is that you end up telling them, oh man, this is the best thing ever. You won't find anything like this. Yes, this is great, 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 great. They go and tell somebody else. Somebody else goes online and finds something a lot cheaper. Might not be the same quality, but they just think for a lack of education that it is the same thing. Now you have an angry customer. You have somebody who's disappointed. You have somebody who may want to send the products back or whatever the case may be. So be very, very careful and set up the right expectations. If your process isn't simple enough, they will not duplicate or even start. This goes for customers, referral customers, or representatives as well. So have a universal language that you, your support team, and your corporate executives all speak. If any of these are saying something that contradicts one another, even if it's good, it's going to confuse the team. Okay, am I supposed to look for customers or am I supposed to look for partners? Am I supposed to use the video or am I supposed to use the audio? Am I supposed to use social media or am I not? So be very aware and have a universal language that everyone will follow. Sometimes you hear it's called the system. So here's the question of the day. How important is momentum to you? Because here's what I do know. Your credibility is on the line with your prospect and your physical team right now. The longer you go without momentum, the more your brand will suffer. People are going to say, yeah, I don't think he's doing as well as he claims to be or she claims to be, right? Because they're watching. No change means no change. So whatever is not working right now is the residual outcome of whatever you have been doing all this time. And unless you make a change to what you have been doing, nothing is going to change. So it's extremely important to keep that in mind. So let's get you there. Have access to all of our training platforms, all of our daily methods of operations, all of our scripts and leadership strategies by working with us. We will be your strategic partners. Have me as an official trainer and a strategic partner to you personally or your groups via webinars, seminars, or special calls, however it fits your business. Your business. So who are our services for? Well, for a few individuals, network marketing professionals, sales professionals, business-to-business experts. This is a customer acquisition or representative expansion prospective process, so it works for everybody. This is for hopeful coaches, for public speakers, for internet marketers. So whomever you are in this category, we will 100% be a perfect fit as a strategic partner for you to work with you in whatever is relevant to you. So how can we work together, you may ask? Well, we have a few different ways. 4 weeks, a 4 weeks team training package. This was offered on a webinar. We are definitely extending it, although it was on Tuesday. 4 weeks team training package, and this includes a full customized leadership strategy created specially for your company or your product or your service. So we customize all of our processes that we've done for our company, for Medeli Enterprise, to you. This is a $997 value, access to our Empowered Self private group to be part of a success community that is absolutely priceless, a list of all of our scripts that I shared with you and a whole lot more, tools, daily method of operations, conversation starters, a list of applications of creating your imagery, and we'll even introduce you to the people who are doing all of our work for us that you're seeing online everywhere, and email support 24/7. This is $47 value. Now, all of this added together, this 4 weeks team training, it comes out to $1,241. But you know, Ali, I introduced this on Tuesday, but obviously this is honorable for you as well. The 4 weeks team training package is only $497. That is $497. And here's the thing: I've introduced on Tuesday something I've never done before, and I'm really excited about it. We are introducing payment plans, and all you have to do today is deposit $100. And throughout the next 4 weeks, and I got a little surprise for you, but throughout the whole process, you can divide the rest of the payments however you see fit for you throughout that period of time that we're working together. We introduce, as always, a flash gift because we want to create momentum for ourselves as well. And the first person or team to enroll with the 4 weeks team training package tonight will get an extra 2 weeks at no extra charge. We've had one already done it, but this will be for 6 weeks, essentially. You're the only one on right now, so I am honoring this for you. Should you see value in this, and should you be ready to invest in yourself or your team? The second way that we can work together is a customized 2-day regional event organized by us. This includes the 4 weeks team training package. So that everything I just shared with you is included in here. On top of that, a 4 hours Friday night closed session leadership just for your major team builders. So this is an internal event, just closed locker room style, working with the individuals to build momentum from within. That's a $997 value. A 4-hour strategy Saturday training event with preparation and execution of all of our processes and tools to have a successful event. This is a $1,497 value. And guess what? 4 weeks unlimited Voxer communication for $497 value, and 4 weeks social media review for you and whomever. If you have a group and social media for your team, we will be part of that as well to encourage and engage and help with the imagery. That's a $497 value. So all of that together comes down to $4,729. But just for the sake of the webinar, we are leaving it at $2,400. And guess what? You only, or you can even do $2,000 one shot and you get an additional $400 off. Payment plans are available. You are only required to deposit $400 and you get all this craziness, and you have me work with you and your team for the next 6 weeks, plus a regional event and an actual leadership event as well. So imagine what we could do together. Obviously, travel expenses are not included. You're in Connecticut, so I'll take care of my ride. But clearly, this is something that we are definitely excited to launch, and we've launched it actually last week, and so far the response is incredible. It is okay though if you're not ready to invest in yourself or in your team. Just remember why you came to this webinar. Number one, learn how to never run out of prospects. Perfect pitch, increasing your activity, turn up your conversations, create a unique approach, warm market versus cold market, prospecting versus infomercial. Training is over the moment you begin. No matter what you decide, just make an educated business decision for yourself. Make it a worthwhile decision. Look at yourself tonight and say, it's time to make a difference. It's time to change something. To choose the path that works best for you, just go to workwithali.com/grow. The only requirement in there is either the $100 or the $400 or whatever you choose. We'd love to make it happen for you with as much magic as possible. So it is just about 9 o'clock, so I kept it within that 1 hour that I promised. Let me go ahead and stop. Not thank you enough for giving me the time to share this with you. Um, by the end of this month, we're probably gonna start a wait list because things are starting to kind of get crazy, and it's only one of me and my team. So I highly recommend you evaluate all this information that I shared with you. As soon as I drop off, in about 15 minutes or so, you're going to receive a recorded version as well, just for you. So make sure if you need to double check things out, I will inbox you to find out the better time for you and I to talk for a follow up. And I look forward to getting any of your questions answered and help you out by anything that you could need. So I cannot thank you enough. Just think about it like this. We just spent an hour together today and last time, and all the information you've received thus far. Imagine what we can do in 6 weeks. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks again.